Hello, everyone. My name is Marisa Maggio-Harelson. I am in Phoenix, Arizona. So thank you so much for joining us tonight, and thank the person that invited you to just hear about something that truly blew my mind when I learned about this 8 years ago from a yoga student, Carrie Williams. Many people know who she is. But I always say Lifevantage finds you, you don't find Lifevantage. Our health is the most important thing, right? And without it, nothing else matters. Well, I was introduced to this. I was at a place in my life, excuse me, I have a little snipple. I was in a place in my life where I wasn't really fulfilled. It was a very difficult time for me. My mom had recently passed away when I learned about Lifevantage very unexpectedly. And I'm a former television news reporter and anchor, and I worked in that industry almost 20 years. And I got out of that when my children were really little. They're now 20, my daughter and my son, who is almost 18. And they're just absolute joys. I've been involved with this company. It'll be 8 years, March 28th of 2020. And truly, it has been life-changing, not just from a health standpoint, but also from an opportunity standpoint. I quit television news when my kids were little because I wanted to be home with them. And that job required many, many hours, probably 60 hours a week. You know, can any of you relate out there? And so I didn't want to be that. I didn't want to be that mom who had to, have people raise her children. But to go from two incomes to one is a pretty hard thing. My husband has a very good job, but at the same time, it still does change the way you live your life. I'll talk a little bit more about that later on in the presentation, but I ask you tonight to just, I invite you to get some information. You don't have to make any decisions tonight, just get some information, because information, knowledge is power. And that's exactly what we have our hands on. We're going to be talking about, as I'll share my screen and hopefully keep our fingers crossed that everything will work out technologically. So who's heard of the words biohacking? Just 2 or 3 years ago, not many people had heard of the words biohacking. But biohacking is actually taking control of your own biology in this realm through nutrition and naturally occurring compounds. And Lifevantage, publicly traded company on the NASDAQ, is at the forefront of this new modern science. It's the science of today. It's about wellness care as opposed to sickness care, nutrigenomics. And it's optimizing gene expression through nutrition and naturally occurring compounds. And it's growing exponentially, as you can see on the screen. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about 3 key component products that we have. We have other products as well, but we're talking about optimizing cellular health through activating a pathway in our DNA called NRF2, which is responsible for reducing oxidative stress. I'll talk to you a little bit more about that. We're going to talk about mitochondria health and how important that is. And mitochondria health is actually affected by oxidative stress, free radical damage. If you breathe, we have this. And then we'll talk about an amazing new product called Protandim NAD. All of our products are natural, and NAD is like the chief cell officer of the cell. So you don't have to be a scientist to know all of this. I don't have a science background, but I've always been very passionate about health and wellness. So I'm going to take you back in time now to a very short clip of an ABC primetime investigative report that captured the attention of researchers and investors all over the world. And while it aired many years ago, it's really the history of how this once small biotech company out of the University of Colorado in Denver got started. So pay attention.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment. For me, it begins with a blood test.
It wouldn't be the first time I've given blood for this company.
They want to check my levels of something called T-bars, which is a rough indicator of a person's actual age. T-bars can identify a condition known as oxidative stress, a kind of measure of the wear and tear on our bodies. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing. The problem of aging begins with the very food we eat to give us energy. As our cells burn that food, they also release toxic chemicals. Those chemicals, you may know them as free radicals, react with all the components of our cells, literally bombarding them millions of times per second. damaging all our cells. The result? Oxidative stress, and we all have it. The body fights back with a system of defenses. It makes two antioxidant enzymes, catalase and SOD, whose job is to gobble up the free radicals before they can harm our cells.
So, doctor, how often do I take these?
And so, here I go. With that swallow, I've just become part of a potentially landmark scientific experiment. It's called Protandim, and tests have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us. Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age, but taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old. So just what's in this seemingly incredible pill? Well, actually, its roots are very humble. Protandim is a combination of 5 plant ingredients. Some you may know: green tea or turmeric, a spice used in Indian cooking. Others, Withania somnifera and Silybum marianum, are more exotic. High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses.
It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma, all of these, strokes, heart attacks.
Even mental disease.
Yes,
Depression?
Alzheimer's disease, depression.
But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. The result? My level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically. Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after. Have we turned back the clock? Maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed.
We do know that oxidative stress is part of those disease processes. I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old and find out that I should have taken it.
The company that makes Protandim says its tests show the pill, made from ingredients used for centuries, is absolutely safe. For more, go to our website at abcnews.com.
And guess what? That's what people did. They went to abcnews.com and they wanted to order the products. There were $5 million of products overnight, basically. The company's stock went from $1 to $20 a share and quickly went down because guess what? They were a small biotech company out of the University of Colorado in Denver. They did not have a marketing structure. They didn't have a manufacturing plant. They didn't have a way to get it out to the masses. So shareholders became very frustrated because they knew they had something great. Did you see that John Quinones's oxidative stress level was reduced by 45% in just 2 weeks, in less than 2 weeks? So there's a lot of studies that have happened today because of this. We are publicly traded, and actually Aaron Brockovich recently joined our board of directors, and also Lifevantage recently in January rang the closing bell on the NASDAQ during Wellness Week. We were actually asked, our CEO asked to come there to represent Wellness Week for Lifevantage, which is pretty amazing. So we'll talk a little bit about oxidative stress, what it is. I think you got it from that ABC Primetime, but it's the rusting of the cells caused by aging. So if you cut an apple in half, it turns brown. That's oxidative stress. Guess what? That's what's happening inside of our cells every single day. And what causes is well, the cell phones, the jet fuel in the airplane, the benzene and the gasoline, pollution, the chemicals in the water to make it safe. Over time, it wreaks its havoc on our cells. It's not a disease, but it's linked to many, many issues in our tissues. You can see that what a cell looks like in that screen when it is, hit with free radicals. So what was extraordinary after that ABC Primetime aired is that researchers contacted the formulator and they wanted to begin their own studies on diseases, comparing, well, would Protandim help with that? So we did not pay for those. The first 3 studies Lifevantage funded actually to show that what it was doing, reducing oxidative stress in all mammals, 40% on average in 30 days, up to 70% after 120 days. And that's the first study on PubMed.gov. So PubMed.gov is a huge, incredible website. It's the National Institutes of Health Medical Library. Our taxpayer dollars pay for this. And to get a study on PubMed is very difficult. So there are actually over 26 clinical peer-reviewed published studies on Protandim, as you can see, by top universities and researchers. Ever heard of Harvard? Johns Hopkins, Ohio State, Colorado State, American Heart Association never before had done a study on a branded supplement. And to this day, I don't believe they have. And they partnered with Virginia Commonwealth to do this study. So all those studies can be found on pubmed.gov, clinical peer-reviewed research. And that's why I think so many medical professionals are so excited about Lifevantage. We have almost 2,000 healthcare professionals involved in our company. So we take our antioxidants, right? They're really healthy for us. The blueberries, the acai, all of those beautiful, colorful vegetables and fruits. And they actually eradicate 1 free radical per 1 molecule of an antioxidant. So as far as how many free radicals we develop every day, it's like trillions and trillions per second. It's like a Dixie cup on a house fire. But Protandim is like turning on the fire hoses in every room of the house. 1 Protandim, little yellow pill we take every single day, activates your own body's production of anti-aging enzymes to help eliminate 1 million free radicals per second, every second, scientifically proven. You can see some of those your key body's production of anti-aging enzymes at the bottom: catalase, glutathione, and SOD. So Protandim NRF2 Synergizer is clinically proven to reduce oxidative stress 40%, 30 days, supporting the natural cellular repair and rejuvenation process. And guess what? One of those studies on PubMed was done by the National Institute on Aging. It's an arm of the National Institute of Health, and it was a 10-year study. And it showed how Protandim actually increased the lifespan of male mice by 7%. And when they equated it to human years, it equated to 5 more human years. Well, think about it. What would you do with 5 more good human years? Combination of 5 plants. That's it. It's 5 plants in that little yellow pill. Curcumin from turmeric, milk thistle, green tea, bacopa, and ashwagandha. And a lot of people say, well, I take all 5 of those plants right now, and I don't need to take Protandim. Well, it's the synergy. It's the synergy of these 5 plants that turns on this protein in our DNA called NRF2, the master regulator of the cell. So when it senses a problem, it rings the alarm bell and it tells your survivor genes to turn back on and turn down the bad ones that cause issues in the tissues. So the combination, the exact synergy, the exact ratio is what turns on NRF2, making each one of those plants 1,800% more powerful than if you were to take them individually. There are multiple patents on Protandim for the formulation, the composition. This is what I find amazing, is Washington State University calls NRF2 activation potentially one of the most extraordinary therapeutic and most extraordinary preventative breakthroughs in the history of medicine. This isn't about Protandim, it's about NRF2 activation. So there's 15,000 studies just on NRF2 science on PubMed.gov. It is a paradigm shift in the way the pharmaceutical and wellness giants are going about in treating the issues in our tissues. So now we've talked about reducing oxidative stress by activating the NRF2 pathway. Well, guess what? We have the NRF1 pathway in our body as well. I love this. So the NRF1 pathway has everything to do with your mitochondria health. So when I was in school, 8th grade or whatever, and we were learning about the mitochondria, we sure didn't know what we know now about the mighty mitochondria and how important it is for neurological issues. Also, it is what, fuels our body, fuels the cell energy. It's the engine of the cell. Well, oxidative stress actually affects your mitochondria health, and mitochondria dysfunction is a real issue out there, and it's linked to all kinds of serious illnesses. And you can look that up on pubmed.gov as well. So through a proprietary blend of natural ingredients as well, and all of our products, by the way, are banned substance control group stamp of approval and the NSF, which is the highest manufacturing government label to really show that we test our products. But this is basically, boosting your cellular energy and boosting your mitochondria production, creating more mitochondria. And without mitochondria in our cells, we're not going to be here. So that works together. It's a 1-2 punch. Well, this came out in October, and I'm so excited about Protandim NAD. But prior to October, I did not know what NAD was, but I'm learning more and more every day. So the NAD molecule is like the chief cell officer of the cell, and supporting healthy longevity, the removal of cellular waste, a fancy word for that I can't even say is autophagy. Maybe I said it right tonight. Improving mental focus, and concentration, supporting positive mood, mental and physical energy, supporting the body's healthy inflammatory response, maintaining cholesterol levels in the healthy range, and healthy vascular system, supporting that. 4 ingredients, that's it. Again, working synergistically. So people will do intermittent fasting to activate what's called these longevity genes in our DNA called sirtuins. Well, as we age, we lose about 60% of this sirtuin activity. So it's not able to allow the NAD molecule to work as well. It makes sense. So then the cell just starts deteriorating and all kinds of issues start happening. Remember, we're optimizing cellular health. Protandim NAD Synergizer is scientifically proven to increase your own body's sirtuin activity by 100% in 24 hours. So you don't have to do intermittent fasting to have that happen. And our competitor is about 2% in 24 hours. So I love this 100% increase in 24 hours. Now, this is what's astounding, and you don't have to like let this slide get too overwhelming. Look at the tallest bars on the left, in the middle, and on the right. Basically, when you take all 3 together, you are supercharging certain genes in the NRF2 pathway, the NRF1 pathway responsible for more mitochondria growth, the NRF2 responsible for healthy inflammatory response, and that NAD molecule, which is more responsible for activating the NAD. So you're supercharging. It is amazing. I am telling you, I absolutely love NAD. I love all of it together. So that's our cellular health we've looked at. Well, guess what? We're not just fixing 3 flat tires on the body. It's not just this, we have this luxury temple, this vehicle of a body, and we want it to be optimized. So we have to take care of our gut, because the gut and the brain are connected with each other. And it's like one organ system. It's not separated. So when people say I have a gut feeling about something, there truly is something to that. Well, guess what? If you've been taking probiotics, if it doesn't have BioTrack technology in it, you might have just expensive urine happening there. The probiotics are phenomenal if they have a BioTrack technology, and we also have Wellmune in our probiotic, which is a healthy beta glucan yeast, very much supporting a healthy immune system. And why BioTrack technology is so important is that it's allowing the harsh acids in our throat and our stomach to, it's able to bypass. And so 60% absorption rate with our probiotic. And then we have a beautiful prebiotic that is a blood orange taste. I love it. I actually mix it in with Axio, which I'll talk about in a moment. And that's the fertilizer for the gut garden. So it's feeding the live probiotic bacteria. So this is really helping with your elimination, feeling better, positive mood, and even the prebiotic can help you feel less hungry. I'm all about that. So with all of that is now we want to make sure the cells are juicy and viable, and that our brain is healthy, and that our heart and our skin health. Well, omegas are extremely important. Ours is phenomenal. It is found, our fish are caught in the coldest waters in the Nordic, cod and pollock. It has omega-3s and omega-7s. So I was just with my brother in Virginia, and I was looking at his fish oil that he takes, and there were a bunch of 5s and 6s and 9s in there. And you really need the right ratio. And we get way too many 6s, which are filler oils. So you want 3s and 7s. We have no omega-6s or filler oils in our fish oil, in our omega. I love it. We have some vitamin D3. We have EPA and DHA in there. And you can ask the person that invited you what all that means. But it's all helping optimize our heart, our skin, our brain. And it's super clean. The fish are pressed on the boat within 6 hours, and it actually has a lemon lime taste, no fishy after birth taste. I mentioned the prebiotic. Well, it's part of the physique system as well. And then we have a whey protein, and we also have the fat burner, which I absolutely love. It's also natural, Mediterranean citrus plant, and it actually can attack that difficult fat that can attack our organs deep inside. So if you can, we have an ultimate stack, which to me is like keeping the body moving amazing in all ways. It's like you've got this beautiful Maserati car or whatever your favorite car is, and you're going to keep it tuned and juicy and just the oil changed and all of it. This is what it's doing for our body, so that we are optimizing our cellular health, optimizing our brain, our gut. It's just beautiful in our heart. So it averages to about $8 a day. If you need focus, do you ever get brain fog, mental fatigue in the day? Well, Axio to the rescue. Natural, no sugars, no artificial flavors. It's got vitamins. You'll hear the words nootropics out there now. It's a brain food. And basically, this is putting the pieces of the puzzle together. We have these neurotransmitters. They may not be firing on all cylinders. Focus issues. I know I can tend to get a little out there. So this really does help me. I'm actually drinking it now. It comes in a bag. I love Axio. There's 30 in a bag, and it really does help lift that brain fog. We have a caffeinated, a decaffeinated version, and the caffeine version is from green tea. This is Nerve 2 activation for the brain, baby. And this is a child on the spectrum with focus issues 2 weeks before. You can see the handwriting of this 10-year-old child. 2 weeks before Protandim and Axio, and then after. And it's just really helping with focus. I call it the smart energy drink. My husband calls it executive brain function drink. He takes it to work. We have Nerve 2 activation for the skin. I love this. It also gets a rating on a Think Dirty app. It's a free app you can download that will rate whatever you're putting on your skin and on your hair, whether it's toxic to the environment. And ours get a 1 and 2 rating. Actually, our hand cream gets a 0 rating, which is awesome because the higher the number up to 10, the dirtier the product. So I was surprised at what I was using before I was introduced to True Science, Nerve 2 activation for the skin. And this was developed after 3 skin cancer studies from Louisiana State University on the little yellow pill, and how researchers were able to stop tumor growth in mice by 33% and the spreading by over 57%. So they recommended we come out with this topical. And there are studies on this topical as well. And I just say, if you've got a cut, burn, wound, put some True Science on it. We call it the Windex of the family. 4 products there now. We have the facial cleanser men can use for shaving cream as well, perfecting lotion that's like a velvet water, and eye serum, and then the anti-aging cream, which smells like Japanese grapefruit. Actually beautiful. Hair care came out about 1.5 years ago. Shampoo, conditioner, and a scalp serum. And boy, is this amazing. Also formulated with NRF2. Also won a Silver Stevie Award, which is pretty amazing, an International Business Award. Protects against environmental assaults, supporting normal hair growth cycle. We've had some incredible stories from people, increasing hair volume. Smells like peppermint and rosemary. So beautiful. I just absolutely love the shampoo, the conditioner, and it lasts a long time. Okay, now I'm going to shake it. I think my dogs are in the other room. Oh no, here's one. Come on, Sunny. So of course we have Protandim for dogs. We have a chewable form. Oh yeah, they're here, and I'm gonna just lean down. Come on up here, come on up here. And you can break one if you have a dog that's small. So I have 2 Yorkies. One gets a full and one gets a half. So this one is gonna get a half. This is Sunny, who's missing 17 teeth. Aw, he loves it. And then there's Bug, he's 12. And I'm telling you, my dogs act like, oh, you get a full one, hun. There you go. Oh, say they like it. So double-blind study of 80 dogs. Clinicians could tell which ones had had the placebo and which ones had had the test product before they got the blood work back. Tastes like bacon, chicken, and liver. I don't personally like the taste of it. I like to swallow the little yellow pill. But you know what? Dogs don't know placebo. So if you have a dog that might have some issues, get them on this product. And even if they don't have issues, get them on this product. So that's our product catalog. It's we have anti-aging cellularly, daily lifestyle formulas, smart weight management, nootropic smart energy, brain food, non-toxic hair and skin care, and of course the canine anti-aging. So you can be a customer in Lifevantage and get the products the same price as a distributor by having a monthly subscription And you can always cancel, no fees, no penalties. Our company treats you like an adult. And we also have other options if you see yourself sharing this, or you want the Costco version. We have a platinum and a gold pack. The platinum is $12.50 and the gold pack is $6.50. It's a one-time purchase, but it allows you to actually share this and earn commissions up to 40% commission. You get a start kit with marketing materials, and it's the platinum pack saves you 35% on products. So a lot of people will come in on that. But if you see the opportunity, you're going to get so much support and mentorship, and our corporate staff's amazing. They take care of a lot for you. And then you can at least, pay for your products, or you can create a part-time or a full-time or life-changing income. So then we have the timing. So in business, it's all about timing. So in Lifevantage, our timing, we are basically on the basement. Hardly anybody knows about us. We have about 75,000 distributors worldwide. And the Direct Selling Association will say the first 130,000 distributors to join a network marketing company with predictable success have the opportunity of a lifetime. So if you're just learning about this right now, get your questions answered. The timing couldn't be better. If you get to ride that wave of momentum, that's where a company's 80% of a company payout will be in the lifetime of that company. Same thing with Microsoft or Apple. If you were to have invested in those years and years ago, what the payout would be today would be pretty amazing. This to me is the Apple of wellness care. Truly, we have a gift here. NRF2 activation is out there. Pharmaceutical companies are trying to create NRF2 drugs. There's actually one out there. And, we have the first in the world, the most natural. So if you see yourself sharing this and then a few other people in your life start sharing it, you can really create an income stream that's leveraged that most people would dream about. I won't get into the comp plan tonight, but I will tell you we pay really well, up to 40% commission. We have programs where you can earn money or you can get a Jeep. And then we also have global revenue sharing, which when you hit the elite ranks, which starts our first level of elite at what's called Pro 7, you take part in global revenue sharing. And we can tell you a little bit more about that, or you can get back to the person that shared it with you, but it is pretty extraordinary. I am an elite Pro 8 in Lifevantage. I hit the elite ranks about 5.5 years into it, which was 5.5 years was going to happen with or without Lifevantage in my life. And truly, if anybody would have told me, this is our earnings income disclosure. We are publicly traded. This is on our website, lifevantage.com. You can see what we're paying on average, the monthly ranks. We have levels from a brand new distributor, proactive, to executive master Pro 10 in Lifevantage. And you can see, you can make $250 extra a month. Maybe that pays for your product, or you might want to make $2,000 a month, or almost $3,000 a month. And those are very, very doable. When you hit the elite ranks, that's a little different conversation, but it's all possible for each and every one of us out there. We are on the ground floor. Hardly anyone knows about us, but we have grown. We're in 21 countries. When I joined, we were in 4 countries. So I mentioned we had about 75,000 distributors worldwide. Think about it, 7 billion people in this world today. So we can answer more of your questions later on the business or on becoming a customer. 90%, as I mentioned, of Lifevantage is customer based, which says a lot for what we have our hands on. We're a customer-driven opportunity company, and we give back. And that's, to me, one of my most favorite parts of this company is the people and the culture and the heart. We, our company will match what is given to these charities. I've been able to go to Rocky Point, Mexico with my family for 2 years in a row and build homes for families living basically in cardboard boxes. And that's truly so empowering. And, my children have been able to see that, you can live your dreams. You really can. This isn't network marketing this isn't net wish marketing. This is network marketing. And it truly is, I think, the best personal growth journey in the world. If you don't know anything about network marketing, please learn about it, because I didn't know anything about it. I basically have worked for people all my life. And I grew up in Kentucky. My parents argued all the time about what they didn't have. They were married 60 years. They loved each other, but it was kind of dysfunction junction. And out of the 5 kids, I just felt like there had to be something more out there. And I just thank God every single day that Lifevantage came my way. You know, it's up to you whether you say yes to it from a customer standpoint or from an opportunity standpoint, but it truly, I haven't done anything greater and better than of course, marrying my husband and having my children. But this has been just such a joy. So I just thank you all for taking time to learn about this incredible company, incredible culture, and these products. There's nothing on the planet like them. So get your questions answered, okay? All right. Have a great evening, everybody. Thanks for being on. Take care. Bye-bye.